Hi Libra, this is Tracy from Northeast Tarot and welcome to your January 2018 monthly tarot forecast. This is for Libra Sun, Libra Moon, and Libra Rising signs. So Libra, Happy New Year. Let's see what the month has in store for you. I will have the decks that I'm using listed below. All right, so at the bottom of the deck, Libra, I do have the Knight of Wands. Very nice. So this is what I'm using as the overall energy. So with the Knight of Wands, for some of you, you could have a lot happening very quickly. You also could be traveling in some way. Some of you definitely could be moving house here in January. With the Knight of Wands energy, it's a very hasty energy. So some of you could be experiencing, something happening very suddenly or a lot going on at once. It can even be like a little bit of a chaotic energy. But we have the Knight of Wands as the overall energy. And then here, right at the center, we have the Magician crossed by the King of Wands. So some of you definitely could be manifesting, making something happen here with the Magician and the King of Wands, maybe right at the start of the month. With the Magician, you have everything you need to be successful. You also have all of the resources you need, all of the tools that you need to be successful. I always see the King of Wands as a manifester, someone who's incredibly passionate, creative. He's a go-getter. He makes things happen. So with this combination, some of you are definitely manifesting here. Maybe you have to travel for this. Or this, opportunity could be coming about very suddenly. For some of you, could be hearing something, and now you have this opportunity to create. And so I see many of you empowered and definitely going to be successful with manifesting something wonderful here. Now, maybe a Sagittarius, Leo, or Aries has something to do with this, but for me, most of the time, the Magician is an independent energy. So I really feel like for some of you, this is your energy. This is you making something happen here. It could even be like a creative project or something like that here at your foundation. I do have the Ace of Pentacles. So maybe some of you started your own business. You could be in the process of starting your own business here. Right at the start of the month with the Ace of Pentacles, this is a solid new beginning. Could be a new business. This could have been like the very early stages of that. A new business, a new job, a new home for some of you. Maybe you found a home, you put an offer in on it previously, and this could be the month that you're moving into that home. Definitely, you could be fixing up a home for some of you. But we have the Ace of Pentacles at your foundation, which is very nice. Could also be, a new job or a lump sum of money or an inheritance, something like that that came in previously for some of you Librans. In the more recent past, I do have the Six of Cups. So with the Six of Cups in the recent past, maybe someone or something from the past was relevant here in the recent past for you. So maybe something came back around that maybe you were waiting on, an opportunity from the past, came back around, something like that. If you were waiting on news, you could have heard something here in the recent past. So maybe right at the end of December, something like that. For other Librans, maybe you bumped into someone that you used to know with the Six of Cups. It can be an ex, can be an old friend, could be a childhood friend, something like that. So, maybe someone or something from the past here was relevant. Some of you could have even received some sort of closure, because crowning you, I do have Temperance, which is a healing energy. So some of you could have received closure when it comes to something. Now maybe you're ready to start something new and move forward with your life in some way. Temperance here, crowning you, can represent some of you really feeling very balanced. If you did receive closure, this could be your emotions really healing. You feel quite stable and balanced emotionally. Also, if this is a fire sign person, maybe a Sagittarius is significant for some of you. But Temperance for me is very spiritual, divine energy, very much maybe being divinely guided or protected at this time. And it also represents patience, moderation. So Some of you could be dealing with divine time, definitely, or some of you could even be taking your time with something. But for those of you that are manifesting, you know, I really don't feel that's the case, not with the Knight of Wands. I feel like many of you just feel balanced and maybe just went through some healing, or you are healing right now, and I think you feel very stable and balanced here. And then what's interesting is coming up around the second week in the near future position, we do have the Tower. But because we have the Ace of Pentacles at your foundation, for some of you this is most likely a home. With the Knight of Wands here and then the Ace of Pentacles and the Tower, for some of you this is a home. So maybe you found a home previously, you put an offer in on it or something like that, and this could be the time that you're moving house. Here with the Tower around the second week, you could be moving house at this time. For me, the Tower can absolutely represent a building. That's significant. So for some of you, it's a building. For other Librans, you know, it could be a great change that you're going through. It's also a very sudden energy along with that Knight of Wands here. This can be a very fast-paced energy. So again, for some of you, it's maybe, you know, things are happening very suddenly, or maybe you have a lot going on here in January. Everything could be happening at once. You know, when it rains, it pours, right? So for some of you, there could be a lot going on here. The Tower for me is not automatically negative. It can be a shakeup from the universe. It can be the universe stepping in. You know, that's if you were being guided to maybe move in some sort of direction, but you were hesitant, you were resisting. For some of you, it could be the universe stepping in, but to be honest, I'm not really getting that too strongly here. I feel like this is a building. For some of you, it's a home that's significant, or even a business. Could be a commercial property that's significant here, or for those of you that maybe are going through a great change, I feel it's very positive. It's going to bring in some sort of stability or balance into your life in some way. It's very positive, and I feel like for some of you, you're waiting on this for a long time. And then in the position of your power, I have the Three of Cups. And so the Three of Cups is a nice emotional energy, a lighter emotional energy, and it can represent you celebrating something. You can see these women here, they're dancing, they're celebrating, they're making wine. So for some of you, you definitely could be celebrating this great change, celebrating this Ace of Pentacles, this blessing, what it is that you're manifesting here. For a small number of you, maybe it has something to do with three people, because we do have a couple of threes here in this spread. Now, that doesn't automatically mean like a love triangle. This can definitely be something family related or business related, or even something you're doing with your friends here, because the Three of Cups for me is very much a social energy. It very much can represent your social circle or your group of friends. So it could be something you're doing with a friend or with some friends. And then in the position of how those around you are viewing you, I do have the Knight of Swords. Interesting how we have the Knight of Wands as the overall energy, and now we have the Knight of Swords in this position, which is how people are viewing you. Which you are an air energy, but maybe you're kind of rushing in, or maybe there's a lot going on. Again, I mentioned maybe like a chaotic energy. There could be a lot going on. The Knight of Swords is someone I see as someone who's charging forward very, very quickly. So just make sure you're thinking, you know, things through, which I think many of you are, with Temperance crowning you here. You know, I don't feel like many of you are rushing blindly into something. I feel like you've waited on this for some of you long enough, and so you've had that time to definitely think this through. And so this is maybe things happening very, very quickly here. This is a very hasty energy, you know, in combination with the Tower and the Knight of Wands. And then in the hopes and fears position, you have the Six of Wands. So hoping for success, victory, maybe some sort of praises within the workplace or something like that. With the Six of Wands, it's all about victory and you feeling successful, feeling proud of yourself. And then energy that you're leaving the month of January with and going into February, we actually have the Three of Wands. So another three, so again, maybe a situation with three people is significant. Threes are all about growth and expansion, and I think that some of you, there's something that's getting off the ground here, definitely. Something that's getting off the ground. January could be a month of growth and expansion, definitely. At certain times throughout the month, there could be things happening very quickly, and then, you know, maybe at other times you have to be a little patient, but I feel that January is definitely all about growth for you guys. All about growth and expansion and making that progress. And if you're waiting on your ships to come in, because we have the Six of Wands in the hopes position, so if you're waiting on your ships to come in, they're absolutely coming in. Just stay focused, continue on working very hard. Your ships are definitely coming in. Now let me clarify. Let's take a look at the Tower. The Tower also can represent the sign of Scorpio, so maybe, you know, some of you, there might be a Scorpio person that's significant at this time around the second week. But let's see, let's take a look at the Tower for Libra, clarifying the Tower for Libra. Okay. Interesting. That's very, very interesting. So we actually have the Three of Swords, the Knight of Pentacles, and Temperance. So yes, obviously, because we have the Tower and the Three of Swords, this could have been an ending, maybe with an Earth sign person or maybe a Sagittarius. Could have been an ending here. But this is, for me, the Three of Swords isn't always loss, and it isn't always, like, you know, a broken heart, things like that. Sorrow, you know, it's a swords card, so for me it can represent severe disappointment, mental frustration, and then we have these two very patient energies here. The Knight of Pentacles, energetically speaking, is something happening gradually, and you do have Temperance crowning you. So again, with the Six of Cups, you know, something I mentioned here from the past was significant. So something's ongoing. Maybe it took a little bit of time. With Temperance as well, patience, moderation, something developing slowly. The Knight of Pentacles, though, always meets his goals. So I think that this was disappointment. I think that this was mental frustration with something really moving forward very, very slowly. And I think that that's why January is a month of growth for you guys, because here with the Tower energy, I mean, it could be a surprise that all of a sudden maybe something is happening very, very quickly, because this is a lot of fast-paced energy with the Knight of Swords, the Tower, and then the Knight of Wands. With what you have here right at the center, you're making something happen here. So I think that something was developing slowly, and now you're definitely seeing growth here. You're definitely making some progress here, Libra. But let me pull you some additional guidance cards. This is the Angels of Abundance Oracle deck. Additional guidance for Libra for January. What else does Libra need to know? And for those of you that it was some sort of loss, with Temperance, you know, Temperance is a major arcana, and it's going to trump this Three of Swords. So if you have been brokenhearted or dealing with some sort of loss or a difficult situation, maybe you're taking baby steps, maybe your heart is healing slowly but surely. You do have a lot of healing energy here. You have Temperance twice. So your heart is healing. If there was some sort of loss or breakup, something like that, your heart is healing. All right, and then what I'm doing this month is I'm also pulling you a Romance Angel Oracle card, but over on Vimeo, I do have the January Love Tarot Forecast posted, and I will have that link below. Focusing on love and relationships for Libra. What else does Libra need to know? Okay, so the very first card we have is Quiet Retreat. It's time to disconnect from the outer world so that you can discern and process your true thoughts and feelings from your inner world. Create this quiet time for yourself and you'll have more clarity about what to do next. So some of you might have a decision that you have to make. If that's the case, going off and taking some you time. Definitely going within when it comes to making that decision, but needing some quiet time. Some of you, even if you don't have a decision to make, some of you might just simply need to get away. Some of you are in the process of manifesting, and at some point in time in January, you just might need to get away. You just might need to recharge here. And then focusing on love and relationships, we have past life relationship. You have known each other before. And so some of you could be maybe getting into a past life relationship if you are already involved with someone. And there's that, unexplainable chemistry. Most likely it's a past life relationship. Most of the time you're aware of them, of these relationships, because, as soon as you meet the person or every time you're around the person, it's just this unexplainable chemistry. So for some of you, you might be in a past life relationship, or you could be getting, into a relationship with maybe someone that you have had a relationship in a past life with. So yeah, Libra. So overall, I think it's a wonderful month for you. Again, it's all about growth and expansion, making progress. For some of you, you will maybe need to get away. For those of you that are in a relationship, maybe needing to get away with your partner, needing to completely disconnect from the world, that could be a good idea for some of you. So I hope that you found this reading helpful. If you are not subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe. Over on Vimeo, I do have the Love Tarot forecast posted for January, so if that's something that interests you, definitely check those out. If you are interested in having a private reading, please check out northeasttarot.com, and I still have the 2018 yearly tarot forecast up for sale on my website as well. Okay, Libra, I hope that you found this helpful. Have a wonderful month. Take care.